Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you may or may not know from the last video that went live, I am going to be moving to Denver. And so that means we are saying goodbye to this house that we have poured so much love and so much sweat and tears and elbow grease into. And I actually was inspired by Tasha Lynn, who did a similar video not too long ago. I'll link it below. About what I would do differently when renovating this house. And I was super inspired by it because I think, you know, when you're doing your projects, you are, you know, typically on a budget because you just bought a house, but you also want to make it yours, but you also like need to like, I don't know, not spend all of your money. So anyway, I thought we could talk about the 10 things that I would do absolutely differently in this house. And let's get into it. Okay, first things first of what I would have done differently in this kitchen, or in this house, and that is painting these cabinets. They are cherry, and they are not my favorite by any means. And in the South, that is a way you say that you absolutely hate something in a very nice way. These cabinets are not my style at all. I would have preferred to have something completely different. And I thought about painting them, but they're such good quality wood. And honestly, painting cabinets, like, to get it done well, like, you have to have a lot of equipment that I just don't have. And so I would have had to pay for that. We did update the countertops, which made a big impact. But honestly, like, it just always felt like really dark in here. And I don't think the cabinet color helps at all. The other thing that I would have changed about this kitchen is the placement of the refrigerator, or rather the cabinet above the refrigerator. Do you guys see this? It's larger than what normally is. It really should have been the same size as the one that's over the microwave to allow for a larger fridge. We searched high and low to find the fridge that would fit in this space because it's really short, y'all. Look, like, I'm taller than this fridge. We had to search high and low to find a fridge that would fit in the space. And then we did a lot of research to find out which one had the largest interior capacity. And it was really hard to find this, y'all, like super, super hard. And it doesn't hold a lot. So we are constantly, like, we grocery shop every week, because that's all we can fit in our fridge. And I wish that we would have changed out that cabinet and made it smaller, like a shorter one, so that you could get a taller fridge here. But to do that, like, we would have had to have painted the cabinet. So it was one of those domino effects where it just really wasn't in the cards. The third thing I would have done differently in this house actually is also in the kitchen, and it is these floors. These floors were not put in by me. They are laminate. There was laminate or linoleum in here prior, according to the previous owner. We have beautiful oak floors in the hardwood floors throughout the rest of the house. And they are so pretty. But this is so, and those are honey oak color, so they have a yellow undertone. This flooring, y'all, has pink undertones. And I know she picked it to match the cabinets, but I hate this. I wish we would have pulled the floor that was in the mudroom into here. And it's like a white, and it would have brightened it up in here. And maybe one day, because we are renting this out, maybe one day we'll replace this flooring. I just cannot stand this flooring at all. Like, I don't like it, not one iota. I think it's so bad. Like, it's, I don't know. I just don't like it. It's not what I would have picked. And I don't think it flows. I think it clashes with all of the flooring in here. Like, look at this. So this shows you the tone, the difference in tone. On the right is the honey oak wood flooring, the real hardwoods. And on the left is the pink undertoned linoleum. And y'all, like, it just does not go in here. Like, it clashes with the cabinets that are in here in this one space. this, you can see 4 different colors of wood. You can see the cabinets, and you can see, there you can see it a little bit. There's a lot of different wood tones happening here, and it makes it really hard to design. So had I had the money, I absolutely would have changed these floors and done the white linoleum that we did in the mudroom. I think it would have looked better. I think it would have made me hate the cabinet color less, but we were working within our budget, and had we stayed here longer, I probably would have changed the flooring here and changed it to something different. So the next thing that I would have done differently is actually, I picked up this mantle for $20 at a yard sale, and I always had intended to do a faux fireplace in here and then put in an electric insert, and we just never got around to it. I think it would have made this room feel warm and cozy, and it was on the list of things to do, but then Delilah passed away and we just didn't get to it. So that is going to be one of the projects in the new house, is utilizing this mantle and making it look more incorporated instead of just like a decor piece. Okay, the next thing I would have done differently, and my sister told me to do this and I did not listen to her, I would have changed this laundry room from being just a laundry / mud room into a mud room and like a laundry room and bathroom, so that we had at least 2 bathrooms in this house. For Ian and I, it's not a problem. Like, we're good with sharing, but when anyone else comes to visit, and even trying to find renters, it limited the amount of people that wanted to live in this house. And it makes it difficult because you only have 1 bathroom. We don't even have a half bath. Like, it is the 1 full bath and that's it. There is plenty of, this room is ample. We utilized storage in here, which is what we needed and capitalized on. But looking back on it, I wish I would have done the bathroom in here. Like, I had plans drawn up and everything, and we just didn't do it. We didn't have the money to do it. And actually, the week prior to when we found out we were moving to Denver, Ian and I had decided that we were going to do a renovation to add a 3rd bedroom and flip this to be a bathroom, like a 3-piece bath, shower, toilet, sink, and laundry. But then the next week we found out that we were going to be moving. So that plan got put on hold. In that same vein, we had looked at converting this carport into a 3rd bedroom. So that would have made our house a 3-2. And I really think that that would have been a huge bonus to this house. Ian does park his car here, and it would have taken our driveway down to a tandem parking, but for the space and the sake of the house, like, I think it would have made more sense to do that versus having a carport and not a 3rd bedroom. So this is the first time I think I'm actually showing the front of my house. But one of the things that I wish we would have had the opportunity to do is actually change the color of the roof. This roof was put on right before we purchased the house in 2020, and it was the original color. It's kind of this brown orange color, and it is not what I would have picked. I actually think that it made picking a house color, like a paint color, very difficult. We went with the green because it complemented the roof and the brick. I would have much preferred a black roof. I think that would have looked better. It would have given me more paint options. But it is what it is. It's a brand new roof, and I'm not going to rip it off just because I don't like the color. But when it's time to re-roof this house, we will likely be going with a different color altogether. Okay, now we're at the back of the house. When we purchased this house, we had to redo the deck. And there was a backlog in permitting in our area due to COVID. And so we were able to redo our deck as long as it stayed within the same footprint. And as you can see, it's not a very big deck. You can have a bistro table and there's a swing, but other than that, it's very, very small. We have a rather large yard that we don't really get to use that much. And I wish that we would have increased the size of the deck and actually like screened in part of it so that we could enjoy the weather and like enjoy our yard more. It just didn't happen. Like I said, it was either get it where it was safe or wait 6 months to a year to have our deck redone, and we just didn't want to wait. We wanted to utilize it And again, a larger deck is more money. So we didn't have that at the time. So we just refinished it and made it safe. And you know, if we were to do it over again, I absolutely would have made a larger deck and screened it in. Now it is off of our sunroom, so there's not like, we wouldn't want to block all the light that comes in from that room, but at the end of the day, we would have used that space a lot more than what we use this open space for. So as you can see, our second tier of our yard is very lush and there are a lot of bushes. This is beautiful in the summertime, and in the springtime all of these azaleas bloom and it's so pretty. However, it really makes this space unusable. The previous homeowner had planted all of this. You really do feel like you're in a park and you're kind of tucked away and hidden away, which is really nice. However, you're not able to use it, and so it really limits how much space we have in our backyard. And if I were doing it over, if I lived here longer, I think I would remove some of these shrubs and plant them in the very bottom. We have another tier, so we have the deck up there, and then this one, and then one more. And I think I would have grassed this, or you know, maybe fenced it in for a dog run or something, just so that we had more usable space. It really just limits how you can use the yard versus, you know, a typical flat backyard. Okay, now we're in the sunroom, which on most days gets tons of light and is not a problem. But what the problem is that there's no overhead lighting in here. I wish we would have put can lights in this room for these drearier days. I mean, it's cloudy out and you still get tons of light, but at night this room is super, super dim and not well lit. All that we have is this little lamp and our hanging light in the corner there. And so there's really not a whole lot of light that comes in the night. I guess you could put a lot of lamps in, but honestly, like, the layout of the room doesn't account for that unless you like make this a true sitting room, because the light switch that controls this room, like, the tops of the plugs turn the lights on and off. So you'd have to put a lot of different lamps or run extension cords or something, and it just doesn't make sense. So I wish that we put like interior lights or can lights in here so that when we need it to be brighter, we could. I don't know that we would use them a ton, but it would be nice to have the option. Maybe down the line we will, but not right now. So not with us moving. So anyway, those are the 10 things that I would either renovate differently or do differently to start out with. You know, it is what it is. An old house, you're working with a budget, and you live and you learn, and sometimes you just have to make concessions based on your budget and based on what the house dictates. There were definitely things that were a higher priority over these things that we mentioned. And if we lived here long enough, we absolutely probably would have done 9 out of the 10 of the things and would have gotten around to them eventually. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Lots of new content to come. We are heading to Denver. We will be there very soon, and look forward to doing an indie house tour. That's coming soon, and then also a ton of DIYs, so, and unpacking motivation. So anyway, I cannot wait to see you guys the next time I see you. I will be in Denver. If I'm not already there, it's gonna take me a little bit to film there. So anywho, have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.